What's up, everybody? It's Sean.
This is Alan.
And this is Inside the Square, the wrestling podcast, coming at you almost every Saturday or Sunday from sunny St. Mary's, California, Maryland. It's a lot going on, man.
SummerSlam's coming up.
SummerSlam's coming up. Slammiversary's tonight.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff, man. But let's start at the top. Who you got between Moose and Joe Henry?
I got to go with Joe Hendry, but Moose, he always has a backup plan. He might retain.
The system. Do you think I've seen that it's a push
for Joe Hendry.
For Joe Hendry in the locker room
he could
and
win
the company.
it.
So I think he might win it.
He's going to win it.
I don't know how everybody would respond to that, because he went from, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, because he's always kind of like been a popular guy, but to go from his appearances on NXT to blowing up online to his song trending in different countries, I think they got to figure something out, man.
In a lot of billboards.
It's bizarre, man. They've caught lightning in a bottle, but will TNA capitalize on Joe Hendry's success?
I think they should.
I think they should too. I'm not saying they should move away from Moose completely, but I think
Moose has been a really good champion. He's been on TV every single week. Just shout out to Moose for being awesome.
Yeah, Moose is awesome. I wasn't sold on him at first. I've not necessarily had negative critiques of him, but he's won me over because guess what he goes out and does?
He wrestles every week. Yeah,
you got to respect dudes that go out, and wrestle, and not just do promos and be online. Acting like they're a millionaire and stuff like that. This dude goes out and wrestles. So this dude had a very successful football career.
Yeah, he did.
And then he became a pro wrestler. Not one of these guys that just couldn't do it and said, "Well, I'm gonna do pro wrestling." He had a very successful NFL football career.
Yeah, he did.
So this was his second career, and he knocked it out of the park.
Oh, he did.
He did. So, and Moose is one of his champions, man. He's been champion a few times.
A lot.
And he's been in TNA a long time.
Longer than Josh Alexander.
Yeah, he's one of the pillars now.
Yeah.
Him, Josh Alexander.
Alex Shelley.
Well, I heard Alex Shelley and
Chris Sabin
are signed with WWE now. It's been reported. Whether or not it's 100% true, it's allegedly signed with WWE.
Yeah.
So, Motor City Machine Guns, they might be gone.
Yeah, they might be gone.
That's weird, man.
It's going to be so weird without them in TNA.
Yeah. Speaking of weird, who you got between Jordan Grace versus Ash by Elegance?
Jordan Grace all day.
I think it's time for him to move on.
No. Jordan Grace has been a really good champion
I didn't say
far.
she didn't.
But Ash, it's not her time.
I think they should. I think now is the perfect opportunity for them to move on from Jordan Grace. And let me tell you why. When she gets up for her contract to be renewed, they're not going to be able to pay her.
Nah.
And she's going to go to WWE one way or the other. So I think now is a good time to pull off the Band-Aid.
And give it to Ash.
And start prepping for a new era. Because your Knockouts division in TNA is pretty solid.
Very solid.
It's to me their Knockout division is better than AEW.
Not better than WWE or NXT.
No, WWE and NXT have really stacked women's divisions.
Really stacked.
Their women's division is better than their men's division.
But Ash, she has no charisma.
You think so?
She has no charisma.
I like Ash.
Like nails on a chalkboard.
I don't know about that. That's kind of extreme. But I think, like I said, going back to what I said earlier, I think it's time for them to pull the Band-Aid off and start a new era. And I think that's how you start a new era.
Just pull the trigger. On Ash.
And let her do what she do. Either she carries it. If she doesn't carry it well, take it off and put it on somebody else.
Like someone very popular.
Well, not necessarily very popular, but a good... I think the women's... any kind of heavyweight or company champion has to be a well-rounded wrestler, good at promos, and have a lot of charisma.
And wrestles every week.
And wrestles every week.
Yeah.
I think that they have to do those things in order to be successful. And I think everything else, the fans and stuff like that, will take care of that portion of it. But that's what I think. Moving on, Tonga twins have been confirmed at the WWE Performance Center. What do you think about that, Alan? Kona and Chaos.
That's going to be so epic. I think they're going to cost Cody Rhodes the belt.
The Tonga twins?
Yes.
I don't see that, man. Like I said, I had a chance to watch them probably a couple months ago when we was up in Delaware.
Yeah.
Because they show WoW up there on some of the local access stations. I had a chance to watch them, and I was like, they're pretty perfect. They're good in the ring.
Very polished.
Very polished. I mean, they're trained by Rikishi. Mm-hmm. And Rikishi, that dude trains those Samoan wrestlers like you won't believe.
Like Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Solo Sikoa.
His sons, too.
Yeah.
Well, the Usos, and Solo's his son as well.
Yeah.
But he has a history of training those guys, those Samoan wrestlers, and all those dudes can wrestle.
All of them.
All of them. I've not seen one Samoan wrestler who was a bad wrestler.
Nope.
And I've been watching wrestling 30, almost 40 years. And I've not seen a bad one. I mean, I've seen dudes that didn't have charisma on the mic, but inside the ring, they could wrestle.
Yes.
Like Umaga, I'd never heard him speak.
Me neither.
Never heard him speak.
No.
But that dude could go. And he was one of my favorite wrestlers. He was one of my wife's favorite wrestlers too, because the dude he could do one thing really well: wrestle.
Rest in peace, Umaga. He
Rest
was
in peace,
so good.
Umaga. He was great. He was
awesome.
Great, man. He was an awesome wrestler. Like I said, I just don't think they gave him the push. I think he should have won the heavyweight championship at least once.
Yes.
But
he could have beaten John Cena for that belt.
He out wrestled John Cena in that match.
In the last man standing match, it was crazy.
It was crazy as hell. Hikuleo, another Samoan. He's the brother of Tongaloa.
Yeah, or Tama Tonga.
One of them, and he's gonna be signed to WWE very soon. What does that mean for the men's division, Alan? What do you think that means?
It's gonna be wild.
I think the bloodline's gonna be around for some years now.
Long time. And now they have Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, and that dude is killing it now.
That's a big problem, a good problem.
And he's killing it. And like I said, they haven't really had him catch the mic real good yet. But his mic skills are way better than any of the rest of them.
He destroyed DIY in Austin Theory.
Yeah, right now he's just showing out because he brings a lot of energy. And something feel different about him when he comes out. I don't know what it is.
I want to see him feud with Cody.
I'd like to see him feud with Cody too.
Yes.
Samoan werewolf. I really like that dude, man.
I do too.
He put that capital S on him. He's special.
And he lost a lot of weight.
He did. He looks good.
He's very different now.
Very lean. And it's funny because he's what I thought Solo should have been.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing.
I think he should be in charge of the bloodline and not Solo. But they've already put their eggs in the basket, and now they got to figure out, what, we're going to keep rolling this dude or what we're going to do. Because when Roman gets back, because everyone's waiting on him to get back.
Yes, to destroy Solo Sikoa.
Well, they just want to see him, and we're not trying to rush the man back. He just lost his daddy.
Yeah.
But when he does come back, it's going to be a lot of eyes on him because a lot of people didn't realize how much they missed him until he left.
Yes, when he lost the title at WrestleMania.
And someone pointed out that dude had been champion for the whole time in high school. And I thought about that. I said, he was champion a long time.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, almost 4 years. And he said, yeah, he won the championship when I first came into high school. And I started thinking about it. I was like, he's been champion a long time. You don't realize it. And so you get used to his promos, him coming out to the ring, saying crazy stuff. And at the end of his tribal run, his tribal chief run, he started becoming epic.
Yeah, I was wrong about him.
He started saying crazy promos. This is my ring. He works for me. I was like, this is inspired. It was some of his best work.
I think it was with Brock Lesnar or something.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. This dude, his promos started becoming epic. And he started, like he said, I'm in God mode. When he said that, I was like, okay then. And I told you, I said, you don't know how much you're gonna miss him until he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And now everybody's like, I wish Roman would come back. I wish Roman would come back. Moving on. Will Ospreay, he lost the international championship to MJF. What does this mean, Alan?
I think it was the right move for him to lose that belt.
You think he's getting ready to challenge Swerve?
Yes, but he has to get past Bryan Danielson.
I think Bryan Danielson, this one could be one of his last matches.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. It's going to be a banger.
He's talking about going back to WWE, from my understanding. It's reported.
I don't know.
It's been reported.
I don't know yet.
He's looking at coming back.
I want to let him stay in AEW as long if he wins that belt. It's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you.
Opinion.
I like Bryan Danielson. The dude, he does a couple things really well. He mentors other wrestlers.
Yeah.
He trains them, and he wrestles every week, whether he's hurt or not. And that dude puts on really good matches, no matter who he's wrestling.
Like with MJF.
Well, hell, with anybody. That dude has some epic matches with Roman Reigns.
Yes.
And I was
he
just
could have beaten him.
I was kind of stunned, though, because, he's not very big.
No.
He's not very big, but he has the chops.
Oh, he does.
And he has the fans. The fans love him.
When the Yes Movement?
Yes, the Yes Movement was like organically grown, and it just took on a life of its own.
It was my favorite storyline, in my opinion.
It was one of my favorite ones too, because I realized now, it's like, this dude is special. He was special. He had a moment in time. He was one of the most popular wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
Still staying on AEW. I've seen a couple matches now with Big Bill, or it used to be Big Cass. I think WWE needs to make a decision about whether to bring that dude back or not. I'm telling you, man.
I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it.
I would.
No.
Looking at him, his progression from when he left to now.
Like, he was a cancer backstage.
Yeah, but guess what? He went out and he found himself. He did the same thing Drew McIntyre did. He went out in the Indies, had success, got himself in more phenomenal shape than he was already in.
Ooh.
And guess what he's doing now? He's on TV every week.
They're just not giving him a lot of credit.
They're not giving him a lot of credit. But that dude, I'm telling you, someone had pointed it out.
Like him and Ricky Starks together, it worked.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah.
But they pointed out Big Cass. I don't know if you remember Test. Do you remember Test?
Yeah, rest in peace, Test.
Rest in peace, Test. Legend. But he reminds me a lot of Test.
Yeah, he reminds me of Test, yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Test. The dude could move in the ring. Really good footwork. He was agile,
fast.
too. He was fast. Test, other dude, I don't know if you remember him. His name was Sean O'Hare.
Sean O'Hare.
You might not remember him, but he was really good, too. I don't know exactly what happened to him. I don't know
either.
I don't know what happened to Sean O'Hare.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah, I don't know. But he was a really good wrestler, too. And he was big and he was fast. And Big Bill reminds me a lot of those two dudes because they quick, they have big power moves, and they look good in the ring, man.
Like, will Big Bill go back to WWE? Maybe.
I hope he gets another shot. I really do.
I don't know. I don't know what Triple H's decision going to be.
I don't know what his relationship with Triple H is.
I don't know.
But I like Big Bill, and I hope he gets another chance. I really do.
Oh,
I really do.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Toni Storm. Is her run S tier as champ? What do you think?
Yes.
I think she's doing some of her best work. I think she really is. I think she keeps to her gimmick. She puts on good matches. And guess what? She wrestles every week. She's on TV all the time.
Every week, yeah.
She's on TV all the time. She's all over the internet.
And she has to defend her title.
Who she's wrestling again?
Martha something. Martha May something. Mariah May something.
They don't do well with their opponent. Like, if they're not like one of the top women, you kind of don't know who some of these people are. And that's a shame. But Toni Storm, watching some of her matches over the last couple weeks, she's put on good matches.
Really good.
Really good matches. Very entertaining.
She had that title for a long time.
I thought she'd been lost it to Mercedes Moné by now, but she still has it.
Nope.
staying in the women's division, but a different company. Tiffany Stratton. She getting a new pink Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes.
You think she's gonna cash it in?
Yes, but it might be unsuccessful all because of Nia Jax.
You think it's Tiffy time?
Yes, it is.
I think it's Tiffy time. I like Tiffany Stratton. At first, when I first watched her in NXT, I did not like her. I didn't care for her character.
But when she won the belt...
Well, no, not just when she won the belt. She kind of won me over because guess what she does? She puts in the work.
She wrestles every week.
She wrestles every week. And she's really good at promos. Yeah. She's good at being a heel. Mm-hmm. She's better at being a heel than most of the heels in the men division. Like, she does annoying stuff. But guess she goes in the ring and backs it up because she's a really good athlete.
She is really good.
I don't know if she's as good an athlete as Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill because I think those are like the standard bearers for athleticism.
Like the future of WWE.
I think they're those two women, Bianca and Jade, are two of the best athletes WWE has ever had.
Like as a pairing together, really good.
It's crazy because you can see Bianca kind of mentoring Jade.
Yeah.
Because, she's been wrestling longer. She's been in Performance Center, started NXT, and worked her way up. And Jade kind of started at the top.
I think I see Bianca Belair turning heel very soon. Yes, please turn her heel. It would be so good.
I don't know. Good. I don't know. I don't want her to turn heel. I like her.
If it happens, it's gonna happen.
We'll see. But, back to Tiffany. She won me over because she went on and put on some bangers, man. She wrestled everybody.
Yeah, she did. She wrestled Bayley.
She wrestles everybody.
She wrestled Naomi.
Yeah, and she's had some good matches with Naomi.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, too, because it kind of highlighted how athletic Naomi is. And Naomi's not at the peak of her career no more.
No.
And she can still go out and do those crazy matches with Tiffany Stratton. And, she was a Knockouts champion just last year.
Yeah. Really quick. And I'm telling you, if they gave her some kind of storyline to stick to, or maybe even turn her heel, I think to join the Samoans,
that'd be good. I think that'd be good.
Yeah,
I think that'd be awesome. But it kind of showcased how good Naomi is in the ring.
They need to turn her heel ASAP, in my opinion.
But I think they run out of ideas for her.
Yeah,
and I think they really need to either turn her heel or make her be like a valet with the Bloodline or something like that, or have her and Nia Jax join the Bloodline.
Yes, that would be so good.
Or mentor the Tonga twins or something like that.
Yes,
I really would like to see something done with Naomi. She's too good to just be like Mi Chen. I don't understand why they don't do stuff with her. She's really good.
She is really good.
She's really good, man.
Her and Miss Parker had a really good match, street fight.
That's wild.
Good.
I love Miss Parker.
Match of the year, in my opinion.
It's one of the better matches I've seen all year.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like they were really legit, and they probably do get along, but it seemed like they did not like each other. Because they were stiff.
Very stiff.
They throwing megaton bombs at each other. I'm like, do they not like each other? And that's what made me think, like, this is a good match.
Very good.
But I'm curious to see what they do. Like I said, people like Mi Chen, Naomi, they need to figure out what they're going to do with them because they are wasting them. They have too much talent.
Or Tiffany Stratton.
Well, I think Tiffany's going to be champion sooner than later.
Yeah, it's going to be quick.
I think it's going to be quick. She's popular. And people love her. They love to hate her. I like her. I think she's really funny.
Like, she's getting a big pop lately.
And it's funny because her and Nia Jax really get along. You can see it on Instagram and other things like that.
And they get along with R-Truth.
R-Truth's hilarious, man.
So good. National treasure.
But I think she's going to cash in. I think she's going to be successful. Moving on. Oba Femi. Dominant champ.
Awesome. 11 out of 10. Awesome.
What do you think about his future?
He's going to be world heavyweight champion next 2-3 years.
I think he's going to be world heavyweight champion too. And the thing is, he's young. He doesn't
young and hungry,
and talented. And I've read different.
He eats no bread. Just meat.
Oh, that's what they say.
That's what Booker T says.
That's what Booker T said.
Yeah,
but it's hilarious too. I love Booker T. But he's what the problem with not problem. WWE, the main roster, NXT, they have a good problem. They have a lot of young talent. They don't even need to move Oba up yet.
Nope.
Because their roster is stacked from top to bottom. Look at the match we watched last night. Andrade and Melo. That match was 20-some minutes. Really good match.
It was 25 minutes.
And that was a mid-card match. And I'm telling you, it was a banger.
They should have been in the main event.
It could have been a main event level match. I mean, it had no stakes because Andrade was not risking his speed championship. But it was really good.
Yeah.
And I saw Melo in a different light. He didn't win the match, but I saw him in a different light, and I was like, he's not the main eventer. He's a mid-card guy right now, but I see the talent, man.
I think I see him winning the United States Championship.
And that's why I'm wondering with Andrade, how come he doesn't get a push?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can't give a push to everybody, but God, those two dudes, man, they showed out last night.
Yeah, they did.
They really had an entertaining match. I mean, I know you watched most of it with me, but I watched all of it, and I was like, "This is mildly entertaining." Not even mildly. I would hope that that's the caliber of match we see when we go to Raw in August 5th.
Yeah,
in Baltimore. For those who don't know, Al and I are going to a live Raw in Baltimore, Maryland, August 5th. I can't wait. We've been to live events before, but never Raw.
Never Raw.
But we going now.
I want to see a SmackDown one someday.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
We're gonna leave off with Kalani Jordan. Do you think she's ready for the NXT Championship? I do.
Almost.
I do. I think she's really talented. She opened my eyes up in that NXT North American Women's Championship
ladder match.
That was bonkers.
Yeah,
that was bonkers.
You thought Miss Parker was going to win it.
I did. I like Miss Parker.
Yeah.
Miss Parker, she's I don't know, man. She has some, I don't know if it's the way she look or how she does stuff, but I think she's a really proficient wrestler too. She has a lot of, she's a very good athlete.
Yeah.
She's a very good athlete. Lash Legend is a really good athlete too. Tall and strong, man. She picked up Otis.
Bruh.
I'm telling you, when she picked up Otis, I looked at her differently. I was like, she's a truck.
Oh, yeah, she is. And she's with the Metaphor still.
Yeah.
Metaphor is really good. Come on.
So Ruka is a really good athlete, too.
Yeah.
I think
she could have won that belt.
She could have won that belt.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne Perez is a really good athlete. But, yeah, remember, too, these women are really young.
Very young.
They're not even at the prime of their career yet.
Mm-mm.
And they still in the developmental phase because NXT is developmental. So it make you think like next 3-4 years is going to be wild because they're going to start cutting some of the older wrestlers and putting those newer wrestlers on the main roster.
Ooh,
so we're looking at the future.
That's a really good problem.
That's a great problem to have. So shout out to WWE, Triple H, Shawn Michaels for doing it right.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. They're growing their talent, and they have a successful pipeline from developmental performance center to NXT to the main roster. And I think, AEW needs to do the same thing with Ring of Honor. They need to get the older heads out of Ring of Honor and get young-ass talent in Ring of Honor so they can go from Ring of Honor to AEW. I think that's what they need to do. And they need to hire these guys like WWE has. Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis. These guys were indie guys, heavyweight champions in NWA multiple times apiece. And they know how everything's supposed to work. They know how stuff goes on the road. They know how things go in the locker room. And they got instant respect. And I think that's what AEW needs to do. They don't need these executive vice presidents with the Young Bucks and all this other bullshit.
Or Okada.
Or they need guys who understand the business, period.
Yeah.
And don't have a vested interest in getting a belt, to walk around with their own shoes and stuff like that. They need wrestling guys. So when Scott D'Amore comes available, Tony Khan, come on, man.
Come on, Tony Khan. Please don't screw this up.
And I like Tony Khan.
I do.
To a certain extent.
No, I like them a lot.
I like them to a certain extent.
I don't like them to a certain extent. I like them a lot. I think when AEW is firing on all cylinders and we got more than one major wrestling organization.
Like, if they don't get Scott D'Amore, like, Scott D'Amore is going to WWE and AEW is going to be screwed.
I think when you have more than one big wrestling organization, you have more than one, you get better product because they're competing against each other.
Yeah, they are.
So, like I said, I'm rooting for AEW. I mean, we might dunk on them in some of these things like that because they do some goofy things, but I really want AEW to succeed. We need it to succeed because when WCW went out, you know, you only got WWE. And then, you know, you get Impact, you get TNA, you get Ring of Honor, you get a bunch of GCW, a bunch of smaller wrestling organizations.
And NWA.
And NWA, which a lot of people don't even know exist no more.
Yeah.
But with that, that'll close us out this week. Till next time, see you down the road.
Bye.